Hey everyone, Jess O'Garr, clinical psychologist for the psychcollective.com. Another schema mode video, right? Another flight strategy. This one is the detached self-soother, okay? So the detached self-soother, it's different to the detached protector because the detached self-soother relies on something to take the feelings away when you are feeling overwhelmed by distress, okay? So the detached self-soother is a dependence on, I can't handle this feeling, I need to get rid of it, and I need something to help me take away the feelings. And so the things that we see people referring to, and it kind of maladaptive coping mode because the things that they choose aren't helpful. Food, particularly kind of sugary junk crap, alcohol, drugs, gambling, phone, shopping, sex, gaming. Right, but done in a way that is over the top, extreme, mindless, and gets into regrettable actions. Okay, a little bit of those things in small doses with a kind of functional view of using the healthy adult of this is something that helps me. For some of those, okay, but the detached self-soother loses control of their ability to regulate the volume or the frequency or the amount. Isn't fully mindful of the process of not actually really getting any benefit out of it, but develops a really strong attachment and dependence on the thing doing the work for you. So the schema is mostly associated with this one. We're going to see a lot of insufficient self-control, particularly with the inability to stop themselves when they're getting too far into it, and difficulties with what we call delayed gratification, or the difficulty of I need to try something and it's going to be hard, but I'm going to pursue it. People with insufficient self-control going, I gave it a crack, it didn't work, I'm giving up now, all right? And what we see then is, I see people, maybe they'll try a skill of, oh, I'm feeling really distressed, so I'll go and try this thing, they'll give it a crack. Oh no, I've done that for 2 minutes, it didn't work, I'm not doing it anymore, I'll go back to the thing that I know works for me, okay? The triggers is an experience of being overwhelmed by intense emotions and a strong dislike and unwillingness to tolerate this. So we call it detesting distress, right? So when you go, I hate distress, I hate the feelings of it, I hate my emotions, I don't want it, I need something to take it away for me. The detached protector has this special superpower where they can just turn it off themselves. It's like they found the off switch for their emotions. Detached self-soother is more using something to turn it off for them. The awareness, it's those thoughts of, I can't handle this, it's too much, I don't like it, I hate this feeling, and I need to get rid of it. There's a lot of mindlessness involved in this. So with the food, it's kind of just, you're not even really kind of aware of how much you're eating, what you're eating. There's no focus on the taste or the enjoyment factor. It's just, I've got to get this into me until the feeling finally goes away. It's the unwillingness to be skillful or the unwillingness to persist in trying skills, and a really strong sense of nothing else works except this, whatever this is for you, kind of insert chosen poisonous option, right? The maladaptive, this, obviously there's a really strong dependence on the thing, and this is where we start getting into addiction, if it's drugs, alcohol, even prescription PRM. We see some people start taking more than what's required, or, oh, I feel this flutter in my heart, it might be a panic attack, quick, where are my benzos? Without any sense of, okay, well, if I just kind of control my breathing, I can get through this, and let's wait and see what happens. The detached self-soother is reaching for things to get rid of the emotion as quickly as they possibly can. We can see disordered eating come with this if eating is kind of the chosen method. We can see financial problems if it's around shopping or if it's around gambling. And because they have a difficulty sustaining effort in being skillful, they never really get to the point of being skillful, because using skills and developing skills takes work, takes effort, takes practice. The detached self-soother gives up quickly before they've actually had the time to sustain the effort in the practice, okay? The crossover, as I've said, detached protector, but that's more their ability to kind of turn off their emotions. That just, it may be that they're sitting there flicking through their phone, but it's more, oh, well, I've already switched off my emotions and now I've just got to kill some time, so I'll have a look at I'll flick through Instagram, whatever. Whereas the detached protector is, I can't handle this, so I've got to bury myself in my phone, and I've got to do this and I've got to do that, and I'm looking for this, and oh, I've still got that feeling, okay, I need to do more, I'll switch to gaming and I'll do this. So there's more a kind of frenetic energy of trying to get rid of it with the detached self-soother, all right? In terms of needs, boundaries, that's the biggest one. And boundaries of your ability to hold yourself accountable in the activities that you choose to try and manage your distress and the way in which you engage in it. Now, self-soothing is a skill that we teach. We teach this in Schema, we teach this in DBT, we teach this in compassion-focused therapy, we teach this kind of even in your basic CBT. Most therapies have some form of when you're feeling distressed, you need to look after yourself. And there can be a bit of a mixed message there, but it ultimately comes down to what is the function of the behaviour. Now, I know that when I'm feeling stressed, my go-to is primarily a cup of tea. And I will deliberately use loose leaf because it takes longer to brew. And there's an element of, well, if I'm feeling overwhelmed and I need to look after myself, then I'm going to use the good stuff. And if it's nighttime, then I have a rooibos tea that doesn't have any caffeine in it. So I can still engage in my self-soothing regime without having kind of the caffeine consequences to screw up my sleep later. But the function of it is, I'm going to have this cup of tea while I sit here for a few moments and I allow myself to just stop and rest. I notice the emotions, I can feel the emotions, I have confidence in my ability to tolerate the emotions, and I know the emotions will pass, and I need to look after myself whilst those emotions kind of pass. That's appropriate and skillful self-soothing. This, the detached self-soothing, is, oh my God, I've got to get rid of this feeling, I can't tolerate this feeling. So on the surface, you're still kind of having something or using something or drinking or eating something, but the function behind of it is the dependence on the thing to do the work for you, as opposed to skillful self-soothing of, I'm simply looking after myself whilst I endure the emotion, but it's done in a more mindful, controlled and skillful way. So the healthy adult is around switching the way in which you engage in self-soothing. So if the detached self-soothing, the mindless, the autopilot, the desperately scrambling for something to do the work for you, that's not adaptive, that's not functional. So it's switching it into, yes, you're allowed to self-soothe, but we need to channel that into more skillful options. We need to self-soothe with compassion and with validation and with self-care, not with a mindless flurry of activity to try and get rid of the feeling. For others, the biggest thing that other people can do to help you manage this is don't enable it. I've had patients tell me recently that they've been working really, really hard on trying to reduce their alcohol use, for example, but they've been known by their friends as being the party girls. So then they rocked up to a dinner and someone went, here, we ordered your favorite rosé for you, whatever, because we knew that you liked it. And she's like, oh, thanks, wasn't planning on drinking tonight. So, but it's harder to do that when someone shoves a glass of wine in your hand. So it's having the conversation with people to go, look, kind of, this is a trigger area for me, or this is something that I'm trying really hard to work on. Please don't offer it, don't pressure me into it. Don't invite me to go and engage in that behavior if you're going to do it, because it's not a safe thing for me to be kind of engaging in or using at the moment, right? If you can work with other people to help kind of brainstorm or troubleshoot what some alternatives would look like. If they are going to order you a drink, don't order you a rosé, get you a mineral water instead, or whatever it is to be able to kind of work out with the substitutions. Same thing for you. If you know that you usually kind of binge eat on chocolate, then can you swap out the volume, the type, the availability, so that you don't buy it, you don't have it in the house. So if you really, really need it, you've got to actually put pants on and get out of your house and go and get them. And ways of reducing your accessibility to the regrettable action involved in detached self-soothing. All right, I hope you found that one helpful. Leave me a comment and let me know if you found some skillful ways to substitute for detached self-soother into skillful self-soother. I want to hear about it. So hit the like button, hit subscribe. We'll keep coming at you with some more Schema Therapy videos, and I will see you next time. Thanks guys, see ya.